Police Constable Gil Boyd of the Cambridgeshire Force and his colleague PC Bob Reynolds. Together, the pair collected several £1,000s over the past few years for London's Great Ormond Street Hospital by a series of fundraising events. It was in July 1983, and with the River Thames as the backdrop, that Bob and Gil first earned themselves a good deal of fame as stuntmen, as well as putting their names firmly in the record books. The task, to parascend under 10 of London's bridges at low tide, was not an easy one, to put it mildly, especially when the eyes of the media were focused on them. The stunt was prompted by Gil's memories of his days in the parachute regiment before he joined the police. Expert help in organising the event came from another ex-para who now runs the Land Beach Parakites display team. Take a parachute, a speedboat, and a couple of fellows with a lot of nerve. Let the speed of the boat control your height, and before you know where you are, the finishing line at Tower Bridge is in sight. And from what must have been one of the event's best vantage points, a very special surprise welcome from their wives. Christmas 1983. This time the venue was Great Ormond Street Hospital itself. Gil Boyd was a surprise Santa, and Bob Reynolds was the one in the teddy bear costume. On the way down, last-minute orders from the children for their Christmas presents.
Santa, can you lean out now? Just lean out.
Going down with a bag of toys and to a big round of applause. The British Toys and Hobbies Association were the sponsors, giving the lads a lorry load of toys for the hospital.
Happy Christmas!
As well as a cheque for £1,000 for medical equipment.
There we are, Nora. You handed me a note, didn't you, on the second floor? And I always fulfil when people give me little notes. There's your dolly for Christmas. You give me a big kiss. Thank you. There we are.
It was certainly a memorable day for all the young patients. Tower Bridge once again, and a year later, almost to the day, from the parascending exploits. This time it's a death slide from the north tower of the bridge. The Royal Marines were in on it too, having trained Gil and Bob for this latest hair-raising stunt. But what's it like taking the plunge from the top of Tower Bridge? We'll let Gil talk us down as Bob makes his descent.
Bob's now off. The worst part is that first drop, because you've got the road below you. As you know, the vehicles are using it this morning. And that's it. Nice outstretched feeling, and Bob's away. And that's the brake. You can see the brakes applied. A lot heavier than me, Bob. But Steve, one of the lads over there who's the brakeman, closer to the bridge, you'll see you later, actually stopped him from ploughing into the wall, which it was all about.
Now it was the turn of the Marines to show everyone how it should be done. Or so we thought, but this young lieutenant's nosedive was all part of the plan. The river police certainly seem unamused. Could this be one way to arrive at the next mess dinner? But this Marine's trip down the slide wasn't without incident. He gashed his shins badly on the iron supports of the bridge. But on hand at the bottom for just such an event was Surgeon Commander Rick Jolly of Falklands fame to patch him up. With Sergeant Major Dave Ford and Sergeant Steve Groves coiling in the ropes, it was time for a celebration toast in champagne. And once again, a large amount of money was raised for charity. Abseiling down London's Telecom Tower was the next challenge in the summer of '85. It was, though, an event tinged with sadness. Bob Reynolds, who'd been Gil's partner in so much of their charity work, had died suddenly whilst on duty some months previously. As a tribute to Bob, Gil decided to carry on with the arrangements for the abseil. British Telecom had granted permission and were to become the sponsors for what was to be the highest abseil in the world, some 487 feet from the viewing gallery of the tower. Again, the Royal Marines were involved, led by Sergeant Major Dave Ford. And with the meticulous preparation you'd expect from the Marines, it was time for Gil to take the drop.
Right, going. Bye, gentlemen. Go for it, Gil. Okay, Gil.
Nearly 500 feet lower and a few seconds later, it's a safe landing and a round of applause from the many spectators gathered on the roofs of nearby buildings.
I lent these gloves to Gil Boyd to do the first ascent. They're soaking. I don't know if that's any indication of what's like down there, but...
After Gil's descent came the Marines, and if you're thinking of having a go, you'll need a pretty good head for heights. Let's have another look as the first of those Marines makes his descent. And as the lads drink a final toast, we toast them too for their spectacular efforts in raising money for a cause close to Gil's heart and to us all, the Hospital for Sick Children in Great Ormond Street.